Hey guys, Menchi here, and today I'm going to show you a drop, something like a review of the drop. I copied the track by Arcando called Change Your Mind. It sounds like that. Something like that. I think it sounds very closer to the Arcando's track. By the way, called track. I'll leave the link in description. You can easily listen to it, and let's review this drop. What I made it. Let's start from drums. I used the kick. It consists 2 layers. It's something like a low layer and high layer, and let me show you what I used. I used for the main kick this compressor, and that's it. For the high kick and other, by the way, claps, other drums, claps, heads, etc. I used equalizer and camel crusher. I made increased high frequencies a bit to make heads and clap more bright. Yeah, and let's see what we have in the clap section. I made a clap using 2 layers. By the way, as you see, the kick, it's not so big. It looks tiny, but it sounds more compressed, and maybe it's a feature of the future bounce, future house style, when you can hear the kick not so bassy, not so big, but more tiny, but compressed. Something like that. Then we have head. By the way, I used this layer to make kick more dirty, but you can make it more clean. It's up to you, of course. It's something like a feature. Then we have drums, something like other heads, head loop. Something like that. Then we have vocals. We can do it one more time. Of course, I used other vocals than Arcando's track has, because I don't know what he used in his track. I guess it's original vocals, but it's just a copy, but not 100% copy, just the main character of the track, and I copied some parties, something like bass lead or something. Yeah. Then we have sub bass. It's a sub bass. We have a sound equalizer, equalizer, and sidechain. Basically, it's something like a saw, but I decided to I decided to close this saw and leave just a sub bass. Then we have is saw bass. Something like a distorted saw. We have equalizer, OTT and kickstart here. And the most interesting thing in this track, something like a bass lead or bass, I don't know. Yeah, it sounds really fat, really cool, and I decided to use something like a slide. And it sounds more cool, something like it sounds from the bottom, like whoa, whoa. It's the effects like that. And let me show you what I used here. The plugins I used, really interesting, nothing special, but sounds really cool. Let me show how the bass sounds basically. It sounds really fat, but not so bright, and I decided to use these plugins to make it more fat, more bright. Let me show you what I used. We have sub bass and we don't need sub frequencies here, then I decided to cut it here, and I decided to make it a tiny bit brighter. Then we have OTT. And it sounds more fat. Then I used Sound Deezer to make it more fat. And I used Camel Crusher to make it more fat, more compressed. Yeah, sounds really insane. And then I used GLFO, something like LFO plugin, to make something like to make it more white, using this pen FX. It's something like LFO effect to make it more white. Yeah, and I used kickstart, of course. Yeah, then we have small melody part. Something like pad or something, something like a super saw. Yes, something like a tiny melody in this drop. And then we have LFO pad. It's something like a small part of the old fashioned future house. Yeah, I used this melody and pad to fill some spaces in this track. It sounds really cool, I think. Then we have something like a pad. Yeah, and here I used the feature. I cut some instrument to make more space, to make something like that. It's something. It's feature. This feature is something like future house, future bounce feature. When you clean the space to tom and kick and or something, and it sounds really cool. Yeah. Then we have this voice one shot. to fill the space of in the drop. Then we have noise, something like sidechain noise. Then we have tonal riser. Yeah, we have crash, and we have riser. And the most interesting thing here, the one shots sounds like that. These one shots appear here and there. We have something like a stab, and we have something like a small melody or black melody, I don't know. It sounds like that. Then we have a tom, actually it's a kick, something like a big drum kick, but I decided to make a tom using this kick. Yeah, then we have some ad-libs, something like that, and we have a scratch effect. Sounds really cool using these features, because if we don't have these small one shots, maybe drop will sound boring, I don't know, but using these small one shots, the drop sounds really cool. Okay, this was a small review of the Arcando's drops, how he made it. Of course, he made maybe using different instruments. I tried to make a copy of this drop. What do you think, guys? Please write down in the comments. If you want, give me a like. I'll leave a link to a Patreon where you can find this project, where you can find this drop, and maybe you can maybe you want to make a drop like that. Of course, don't forget to change the melodies, because it's a copy of Arcando's tracks, but you can make just other melody, and that's it. You have your own drop, because I don't know how Arcando made this drop, and I don't have his instruments. I used my own instruments, and if you want to make something by your own, feel free to use my instruments, but please change the melodies. Yeah, so Menchi was here. Bye bye, guys.